The way that I can show you, it's not illegal to get on the dark web at all, actually. A lot of people think it's illegal to get on the dark web, but you can get on it at any time. It's just what you do is where the problem lies in between it. For starts, I want to show you guys that I'm actually on the wireless that is here at this location. So from here, just to monitor, I have a few help links that can demonstrate what I'm doing. There's a website to say, what is my IP address? For those who don't know, each device, every time it connects to the web, it gets an IP address. They say, hey, this is my number. This is how I communicate within the traffic of the internet. I'm going to use Firefox for my demonstration. Load up Firefox, and from here, I'm going to paste the address of what's my IP. The IP address will come back and say where my location is. Right now, I'm using Comcast, and I'm in the city of Washington in the region of District of Columbia, just to verify and show you guys that, hey, I'm still on the internet. I'm still, here where I'm at and the location that I am. I'm using an application called VPN to mask my IP address, and at the time, I'm going to go and connect to a UK server. Once that is up, let's type this in. Oops. There we go. And verify it's going through, and there it goes. It says I'm connected. Just to verify and clarify that I'm on Firefox and my IP address has been thrown to a UK server, going back to that same IP address location to see. And previously, it said I was in Washington. And right now, it says I am using DigitalOcean. I'm in the city of London. I'm in the region of England. The reason why people use IP addresses is the fact that if you're going to go on the dark web, there are certain websites that you cannot reach from just regular web browsers. I have a few links I want to show you guys. And from here, I'm going to take this little URL from here, throw it into Firefox. And this is just a regular web browser. Anybody can download Firefox, Google Chrome from there, paste it in. And right now, my IP address is inside the UK, but it still says I can't reach it. I can go and cancel this out and go to google.com. Oops, if I can spell correctly. And I can access Google, but there's certain links that you can't access on the dark web that you can on the regular surface web. So the next step that I want to do to show you how to get on there is to use a web browser called the Tor Browser. And the Tor Browser allows you to mask your IP address even further to access darker links and deeper links that are inside the web. From there, when you load up the Tor browser, it takes your IP address and throws it to one location, takes that IP address, throws it to another location, and then once again throws it to a last location. So you're covered by 3 IP addresses when you go on to the Tor browser to try to access other links. Just to verify that I can still get on the web, I'm going to show you guys that I can go to Google. And since we're coming from a different IP address, it is a little bit further. It's going to take a little bit more time because originally we're here, I threw it in the UK, and then the Tor browser threw it 3 times. Take it a little bit, and in the meantime, while it goes through there, I want to take my security settings and put it to the safest. The reason why you do it at the safest is because even if you're on the web browser, even if you're on the Tor browser, JavaScript, other plugin applications can track where you are in monitoring your computer information. It can also, if you full screen, that's the way they can track what operating system your computer is on, what web browser you're using when you search the web. So this is why I'm keeping it in a small, narrow window. For this, I'll bring it a little to the middle of the screen. So I can still access Google, which means I'm still on the web. I'm going to take that same previous web browser that said, what is my IP address? And we're going to take it and paste it in. Since my IP address has been thrown a few times, it's going to take a little bit further since the Tor browser is deeper into the web. While that loads, I will let you know that a lot of the times it doesn't really narrow down where it stores you at because it throws it so many times. So from here, it says that I'm in Sweden. I cannot pronounce the city or the region, but I will say that the country says that I'm in Sweden, even though we're verified right here. So with that being said, I have a few links that I've pulled aside because there's a lot on the dark web that people are either aware of or unaware of. From here, this will be a wiki per se. Everyone knows Wikipedia is a vast knowledge of information. It's a whole web page of articles and things you can connect to and get to. Previously, I used this link on Firefox to see if we could use it, and it said the connection cannot be connected. From here, within my Tor browser, my IP address is in the UK, but I'm obviously in here, we're able to access this page. And for those that you can see, I would zoom in, but using some of the features within the browser could cause some issues within being tracked. There are multiple, from this quote-unquote wiki page, there are multiple avenues that you can view from here. You have PayPal authentication centers, you have blockchain, you have an Apple Tor browser that you can get to. This page, as you can tell by the scroll bar, has a significant amount of links that you can get to. These links are available at random times of the day. So even though right now it is 1 o'clock and we're in Washington, D.C., my IP address is in Sweden. So it's a whole different time frame as opposed to here. So certain links will work during certain times of the day and others may not. But from those you can see here, one of the links here is a whole subsection of drug markets, of things that you can just buy. Everything on the dark web is actually purchased through Bitcoin because Bitcoin is an untrackable currency. So for those who say, I'm going to go on the dark web because it's not illegal, you can go on the dark web, you can view the things that are on the dark web, but what you do on the dark web is really up to you. Everything there that you do purchase and proceed with is done with Bitcoin. I will just scroll through and just point out a few things. Silk Road is also a really big thing within the dark web. It's a drug trafficking area where you can go through and purchase drugs. People say, oh, well, can you buy what, you can buy anything. You can buy people, you can buy drugs, you can buy guns. It all depends on what you do on the dark web. I will take another link from here, set aside, and I will prove to you that there is more than just guns and more than just drugs. And people think, the stories that you hear about the dark web, a lot of it's true. But it all, like I said, it all depends on what you do. And from here, this link that I pasted into the web browser, like I said, it's going to take some time because my IP address is stored on various locations. This is a counterfeiting website. For those who want passports, those who want IDs, those who want driver's license, you can go through this counterfeiting website, purchase through Bitcoin, using Bitcoin. It's on the right-hand side, and see what kind of ID you want. If you're trying to move to another location, if you're trying to get a new life, change who you are, going through the dark web will allow you to purchase, and through verified links, allow you to purchase IDs and other various items that you're looking for. They say hacking, they say travel, they say card and money across the top, but it's all in your perspective for what you're looking for. Everything, like I said, stated before, is in Bitcoin. A lot of people who go in here that I've shown this to, it says, oh, it's only 0.30363 Bitcoin, but do understand the market of Bitcoin changes and varies. At a point in time, Bitcoin was worth $22,000 per Bitcoin. There was another point in time it was worth $7,000. So the prices will vary, the prices will change to say, okay, this is one Bitcoin. Well, do understand you're handing over $7,000 for whatever they're demanding. So even though you go on here and you purchase things, you might see it's one thing or another. Do understand that it's all up to you and what you do. From here, when you're on the dark web, in order to get off, one of the things that I do is when I'm on the Tor browser, I completely close out, go from here, quit the browser, go back to my VPN, turn that off, and to ensure that I am back on the regular web, I have this other link that says, what is my IP address? Paste it back in here, and it should come back that I'm back here in Washington, D.C. Should be a little slower, or a little faster since we're on a regular network, and you can tell we're in Washington in the District of Columbia. That's how you get on the dark web. Any other questions or concerns? Yes, sir.
Is there any goodness on the dark web?
Knowledge is power. So I will say this. One of the links that I did not show is the hidden wiki, and regular Wikipedia provides information. The hidden wiki provides links that aren't available to other people on the web, whistleblowers per se. So if I'm in a corporation and I want to explain information and get some leaked information out, I will put it on a hidden wiki that's not accessible for regular people on the web, but for those who go into the Tor browser. What's his name? Julian Assange. He was one that was known as talking to whistleblowers and speaking information and leaking out information. A lot of the files that he found within hacking and penetrating software and networks, he put on the wiki. And so people who get on there say, oh, well, such and such legislator who said this information said it was false, but if I go on the hidden wiki and search their information up, you could find whatever is provided by those whistleblowers. Any other questions or concerns?
So as Ms. Johnson said, I'm John Watson, and I'll be talking to y'all about the economics of the dark web. I just wanted to address that one question about whether there's good on the dark web, because there is good on the dark web. You're just not going to hear any of it from me in this speech, because most of the economy on the dark web is all revolving around illegal markets. So let me start off by talking about the Tor browser, which was actually funded and created by the Naval Research Laboratories. Back in 2012, they spent $1.2 million on the project before, I think they gave it up before finishing it, before Ross Ulbricht left. a credit reporting company reported that released a report about what your personal information can be sold for on the dark web, and it was released that your social security number can be bought for just $1. Credit to debit cards, it's $5 to $110. $5 might get you just the number, and that $110 might get you all the way up to their bank login information. You can get diplomas from $100 to $400, a driver's license for as low as $20, and if you're willing to spend over $1,000, you can get passports and medical records. And also, something that I wasn't aware of, you can pay $7 an hour for a DDoS attack, which basically means that you can emphasize a certain house or a company, and they will not be able to access the internet for at least several hours. In 2013, the FBI arrested and convicted Ross Ulbricht with the formation of the Silk Road, which had over 13,000 drug listings at the time. And at conviction, he was convicted with a double life in prison. 5 of the largest drug markets currently have over 120,000 drug listings on each one of them. So the market is only expanding. A little interesting fact is there was only one drug that Ross Ulbricht would not allow on his Silk Road, and that was a drug called fentanyl, because it has strong ties with heroin, except for it is both cheaper and more powerful, so it's really becoming an epidemic even outside of the dark web. So you also have to worry about not just for your personal safety, but also for your financial safety, because there have been many scams on the dark web. What's very popular is exit scams, where they build a trust, a market builds a trust with their client, so they'll be accepting shipments, and they'll see that, okay, he normally orders his next purchase before the shipment comes in. So what they'll do is they'll say, yeah, your shipment's coming, and then they'll just keep taking orders, and they'll never send anything. So it's basically called an exit scam, and it's pretty much a breach of trust. And a company called Evolution ended up stealing $12 million in Bitcoin from users using this. Just some facts about the Silk Road 2 marketplace. It grossed over $30 million while it was up, and 27.2 million of that was in illegal drugs, including ecstasy, marijuana, and cocaine. $4.6 million in prescription drugs, the most important being Xanax, oxycodone, and Valium, and $800 million in non-drug products, including counterfeit money, fake IDs, and credit card data.